Hello everyone. Today I'm going to look at fragrances that work really well in the high heat. We've had a lot of very hot weather here in the part of Queensland, Australia I'm in, and we do for much of the year. So I have a range of fragrances that work really well in the heat. And how I thought I would rank them, I have 12 that I'm going to share with you, is going from the least long lasting to the most long lasting. So I hope that's an interesting way of having a look at these fragrances that work really well in the high heat. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first couple are more like splashes, including this one, which is Viva La Juicy Pink Couture. She's missing her pretty pink bow, and I've had this for quite a while. It's a great one on a really hot day, like those hot days where you either want to cool down or you're coming out of the shower and you just want something amazingly refreshing. This is Juicy Couture, so it is sweet, it is fruity. It's probably one of the ones, particularly for the hot weather, that I like the best, the Pink Couture. We got watermelon, strawberry, sugar, just sugar on sugar on sugar. Like I think the sugar is in the form of praline. Very nice. It is like a body spray, but that's okay. I got it priced very well. And yeah, sweet, lovely, doesn't last long at all, but very enjoyable, fruity scent. Viva La Juicy Pink Couture. Next is slightly elevated from that, but this one also doesn't last particularly long, but I really like it. And I will put this on in a great big cloud if I come in from outside and it's really hot. This is CK1 Shock for her, or CK1 for her Shock. It is great. It's definitely a splash, like as in the cap comes, this little pump is separate. You can keep a cap on this and use it just as a splash, I suppose, but that's a bit odd for ladies, I think. So I put the sprayer on. Okay, we have berries. This is a berry splash, which I think is quite unusual, and it's got hints of chocolate. I discovered in the last couple of weeks when I used this that if I oversprayed this, like a whole cloud, as I say, it actually lasted for more than an hour, which is pretty amazing for something like this. Great big bottle. You can overspray till your heart's content. It is perfect for cooling down. So these first four are really fabulous for just cooling down when you're hot as a way of managing the heat. So that is CK1 for her Shock. Really nice. Berries with a touch of chocolate. The chocolate is still fine in the heat. Lots of alcohol in the formulation, so it's very cooling when you put it on. The next one, which I've also really appreciated in the last week, is Matcha Meditation from Maison Margiela. And I said in a recent video that I hadn't been reaching for this since I've had it that much, but have been lately. Gosh, it's good to cool down. Again, out of the shower or just to cool down. Green tea, and I think there's 3 tea affiliated notes. There's mate in here as well. There's another tea note, and it's got the white chocolate. Again, with this, the white chocolate isn't heavy. It gives it just a powdery sweet nuance. This really helped on a very hot day in the last week or so, and I've been spraying this quite a bit. Very good tea fragrance with that little difference of white chocolate. That is Matcha Meditation by Maison Margiela. Another one I've been loving for the same reason, just spray and refresh, is Higher by Lattafa. This is one of the more newer fragrances in my collection, but I have kind of been going to town with it. It's delightful. It is pink, bubbly strawberry. It does not last long. Oh gosh, it's good. It does have a kind of a plastic doll head nuance to it, but it's a lot less than when I first got it. And I actually don't mind it. It makes it youthful. It makes this girly. It is sweet and fizzy. Perfect for hot, hot days. And poor longevity at this stage, but I'm hopeful that will get better with time. That's Higher by Lattafa. The next one is a classic for the heat, and that is Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. This is the Eau Fraiche version, so it's the light wearing version. Oh, I've got too much on. Let's just try there. This is very beautiful. Very beautiful. So it's got the tiare flower in it. It's got some coconut. Let me just bring up the notes on this one. Whoop. Really, really nice. Coconut, tiare flower, vanilla and amber in the base. And you get all of that. You get all of that. This is a great composition. Beachy, without being sunscreeny. Really, really, again, really refreshing. Just lasts a couple of hours, but if you spray this on clothes, it will last longer. And I'm taken aback because I wore this a lot summer a year ago, but I haven't actually brought this out again this year. As you can see, I wore it a lot last summer. And this is a little more sophisticated, I think, than some of those pink fizzy ones. I like it. I like it. I'm gonna bring this back out. When the weather's not stinking hot, I will layer this with Olympia by Paco Rabanne. It just brings out it makes it a little stronger, the ambery aspects. To me, they complement each other very nicely. But on a really hot day, this on its own. That is Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder, the Eau Fraiche version. We have Neon Rose by Floral Street. I really like this one. Really like it a lot. And I've worn this a lot this year. The rose in this is white, almost green. It's got a lot of greenness to it. And I think it's apple blossom or pear. Let me just bring this one up again. Very appreciated on a hot day. I remember spraying this on midway through car trips or coming back from hot locations, car trips, and really appreciating this. So let's have a look. Yeah, apple blossom, bergamot, cassis. I think that's the greenness, or one of the things that gives this a real green aspect to this rose. I don't really get the Szechuan pepper. Maybe. It's all blended beautifully. Oh gosh, yeah, this is green. If you appreciate a really fresh green summery fragrance, check out Neon Rose by Floral Street. Yeah, and in the middle you've got an angelica and juniper berries. It's green. It's got that lovely green, a touch of aromatic, but more green. And in the base there's peach, white cedar, and amber. Yeah. Apple blossom with lots of green notes. The rose is that, lightest of pink roses, and some woods in the base. Neon Rose by Floral Street. And I think this will go for 2 or 3 hours, which isn't bad. It's not bad for a Floral Street fragrance. And it's not bad for something that's very light and fresh and green. Really, really good. We have I Love Love by Moschino. This was my scent of the day yesterday, or at least for part of the day, when we had a really hot day. It was bonkers yesterday. I don't even need to spray this actually, because I know what it smells like, and it's wonderful. It's orange Fanta basically. It's citrusy like a lot of these, but it's orange, and it's an orange Fanta with some slight spiciness and woodiness. very unusual in my book, this fragrance for what it is. And so sweet, slightly spicy and woody. There's a warmth to it because of that, but it's cooling at the same time. And it's fun. This Fanta with a bit of spice is fun. When I wear it, my boyfriend usually compliments me on it, and it lasts, excuse me, it lasts quite a while. It lasts 3 hours if you spray liberally on skin and clothes. And this is a great little affordable, underrated gem. That is I Love Love by Moschino. So now we're moving into the heat fragrances that actually last a bit longer. Oh, that was Neon Rose, so good. Yeah, these ones actually have a bit more longevity to them, and which is great because you can put these on at the beginning of the day and they can help you stay fresh. So yeah, I guess those earlier ones are more of can be a pick-me-up. Now we're moving into these ones that will just help you stay fresh. First up, Eccentric 01, which is the ISOE Super Eccentric Molecule fragrance. Whew. Yeah, I enjoy this a lot. It is refreshing to me. It's ISOE Super, so I guess it depends how you feel about that. But it's also slightly citrus, slightly woody. Yeah, that's what I mostly get. And it's citrusy in a lemony way. And this will stay on you, which is helpful in extremely hot weather. And it's not doing too much, but it stays and it projects. It will keep you feeling fresh to yourself, fresh around other people. That's Eccentric 01 by Eccentric Molecule. Next is this underrated, very cheap little gem, which is Elizabeth Arden Fifth Avenue Only NYC. I rediscovered this again in the last burst of hot weather. And wow, I'm going to pull up the notes this time because I didn't last time when I talked about this, and I want to clarify this. So it is only NYC. Fifth Avenue, only NYC. And it's good, it's great, and it lasted longer than I thought. Again, I think these days I'm just prepared to overspray, and this lasted 3 or 4 hours. In fact, it lasted more. I think it lasted about 5 hours. I wore it all day and topped up once. So we're talking about Fifth Avenue, Only NYC by Elizabeth Arden. Mandarin orange, bergamot, black currant. Yeah, it's fruity, but not in a unbearable juvenile way. Honey, mimosa, plum, wild peony, magnolia, orris root, sandalwood, and amber. None of those notes really jump out. It's got a lovely, delicate sweetness. Now that I've seen the notes, I think it's from the honey as well. Refreshing, and it doesn't get annoying. I've got other freshies back there that just get annoying. This did not annoy me. It kept me uplifted and really, really nice. I've worn this to work. Yeah, sweet, as it's floral sweet as well as honey sweet. I think the mimosa, you notice, actually, it's that kind of sweetness, you know. Yeah, if you're in a hot climate, and this works well in the humidity too, absolutely. This is Elizabeth Arden, Fifth Avenue, Only NYC. In a similar way, we have Tommy Girl. I've spoken of Tommy Girl before, and this, I've worn this over many years. Gosh, it's good. It's sweet. It's sweet, pardon me, in an appley. I think we found out it was pear blossom. Let's just check that out. But it's sweet. To me, it's sweet in a green apple way. So if you like those kind of scents, you will probably like this. Sweet but refreshing. Yeah. Apple tree blossom, that's right. Camellia, mandarin orange, blackcurrant, honeysuckle, grapefruit, rose, lily, mint. It's a great combination. In the base, you've got florals in the base, which help a lot. Magnolia, jasmine, cedar, sandalwood, and some leather in the base. This has been around for a very long time. I've owned several bottles of Tommy Girl, and it is fail safe in the high heat, and it will last, sorry about that. It will last 4 or 5 hours on skin and clothes. I expect I'll go through this bottle this summer, the rest of this bottle, I mean. If someone was asking for a freshie that's enjoyable and long lasting, I would suggest Tommy Girl by Tommy Hilfiger every time. So there are 2 left, and they are the ones that are the strongest and also the ones that last the longest. First up, we have Citrus Riviera by BDK. This is a very top-notch citrus fragrance. Where's our little nozzle? Okay, there. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's transportive, to the Mediterranean. For me, this transports me, and as I've said before, I don't often get images with fragrances. This one takes me somewhere, so it's even more than an image, you know. Like, it is a cafe on a hilltop overlooking the beach. There are lemons in a basket on the table, and there's lemons in a lemon grove, and there's a warm breeze. It's so lovely. There's some interesting notes in this. There's eucalyptus in this, and there are, I believe there's aquatic notes in here. It doesn't have that annoying aquatic note thing, but it very much takes you to being at the ocean in a very fresh way, It's citrusy, it's airy, it's green. For me, it takes me to being outside on the loveliest of days. And it's got, for a citrus dominant fragrance, it's got really good longevity. I get 5 hours out of this. I spray on skin and clothes. It smells fancy. It is a top-notch citrus fragrance, absolutely unisex. It doesn't lean masculine to me. It's just really, really good. That is Citrus Riviera by BDK. And finally, if you want the ultimate, in my view, in heat-busting fragrance, I would say this is my pick of picks, which is Aqua Palma by Montal. It is so nice. There are a ton of notes in here, but basically it is cooling and spicy at the same time. It's cooling, spicy, musky at the same time. It does not remind me of shaving cream, which I've read some of the reviews, they say shaving cream. The coolness more to me is like a mentholy kind of smell, and I believe it's got to do with the cardamom in here. So it's almost a cooling toothpastey vibe. It's different. I like it because it's so different, and it projects. This projects in a way that's bearable in high heat, but this projects for 4 hours. I've worn it in very high heat. I've worn it on hot drives, hot days out, and it's one of those that I'm a little bit aware of all of the time, but I will get these wafts of freshness. And yeah, there's a lot of notes in here, I'll let you know. But as I say, the cardamom, it's a cardamom fragrance. Let's see what else. So good. I sprayed this on earlier and it's just really, it's intriguing. I would say it's intriguing, which is quite a feat for a hot weather fragrance. So we have Sicilian bergamot, cardamom, Sicilian mandarin, and pepper, absolutely. And in the middle, white peach, tuberose, orris, sandalwood, and in the base, tonka vanilla, white musk, amber, and teak wood. There's a spicy, very intriguing, exotic spiciness to this that works in the high heat. It is unisex to me. I don't feel that it leans masculine. Others might. But for me, there's enough fruit in it. I don't get the florals distinctly, like the tuberose and I don't get, but it does give it. Now that I'm looking at it, looking at the notes, there is something of that tuberose peach. Montal does a lot of peach. Montal Mancera, I enjoy their peach. So that to me makes this wearable for women. But overall, the feeling is this wonderful mentholy freshness that's cooling, and then you have these spicy elements. And it's fairly linear, I feel. I think this concoction, it's this amazing cooling, spicy concoction is the same for the duration. And as I say, this will project for 5 hours, which is pretty darn good on a very hot day. It keeps me cool and fresh. That is Aqua Palma by Montal. There you are. They are the ones that come to mind for working in the very high heat. Do let me know what your picks are, because I think, for me, it's such a question, because we have a lot of hot weather here in Australia, of course, is what are the ones that I can rely on to either pick me up or keep me feeling fresh and lovely for the day? Let me know what yours are. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.